Steph, Mark Medina, Bay Area News Group. With your guys' experience in pressure-packed situation, you guys obviously have a lot of talent, but how did you guys develop the kind of DNA these past few years to be able to withstand these kind of moments?
I mean, it's all a part of the process and the evolution of, our identity. Been a pretty good defensive team for 5-6 years now, and just try to figure out what's the best way for us to play on both ends of the floor, and got a nice chemistry going with the guys that have been around for a long time, and obviously adding KD and some of the other guys last year. So it's just a matter of going through the different experiences and being really sure about who you are as a team and what to expect. And when you go on the road, especially, you rely on that to not get rattled, to withstand runs like we did tonight, and understand as well the endurance it takes to win a series like this. It's a big win for us tonight, but a lot of work to do. So I like the kind of headspace we're in right now.
Steph, Felipe Valenzuela for Lieberman Broadcasting. Obviously, this first win is very important to you guys. Most of the playoffs in the past, you guys play at home, but being away is very important, right?
It's important because that was the only game that we could play tonight, the first one. So, yeah, definitely a big win. And like I said, you don't win the series with one game. You got a lot of work to do. You got to come back, get a little greedy game two, and try to get another one. And put forth a solid 48-minute effort, and we'll make some adjustments. I know they will, and you got to have that same competitive fire that we had after the first minute tonight.
Chris Haynes, ESPN. Steph, speaking of that first minute, can you go back and retell each sequence that happened in that first?
Don't set me up like that. All I know is the first play because I messed up. Not switching on James, trying to follow a certain game plan that didn't really make sense in that point. So he came down the court. There was two screens. I was supposed to switch on one of them. I didn't. He stood there and had all daylight in the world to shoot a three and knocked it down. But after that, we were pretty solid.
Steph, first, Tim Cowicon, The Athletic. Did you tweak something there in the second half? Saw you stretching.
Yeah, but playoffs it doesn't really matter. You got to keep playing, so I'd be fine. It's a physical series, and it's in a situation where I'm going to be out there, hopefully, regardless of what happens.
You hope they isolated on you every single play. I don't know if it was every single play.
It felt like it.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
How did you think you did, and how happy were you to get that deflection steal racing with Harden there?
I mean, if that's the game plan they want to stick with, my job is to just try to make it as tough as possible. You got two great scorers over there, CP and James, who know how to get shots off in isolation type of situations, and they're tough to stop. So I'm gonna get scored on. They're gonna get scored on. It's gonna be a lot of back and forth. But as long as as long as I'm in the right spot at the right time, defend and just try to make it as tough as possible. I can be all right with that and just have that competitiveness that we need. So we'll see what adjustments are made game two, but be ready for it.
Stephen, over here. Valencia King, KKVI out of Dallas. I went to interview Andre after the game, and his response was, "Why do you want to talk to me?" Can you just talk about what he adds to this team as his veteran leadership?
He's just Mr. Do-It-All, kind of like a Swiss Army knife out there. He just makes winning plays. Defensively, he's versatile, able to guard a bunch of different positions. He's smart with the ball. And he understands how teams try to defend him. He tries to counter that with timely screens, aggressive drives to the basket, knocking out open shots. So he just always seems to be in the right place at the right time, and the ultimate luxury to have to kind of fill a lot of different holes that we have on our team.
Stephen, Ali Kamjani, The Athletic. Clay had a lot of open three-pointers tonight. I think he took 15 total. How was he able to get going?
He stole like 10 of my threes that I usually take. I want him back. No. We just, I think the way that we played tonight, obviously KD, the way he was able to do in certain ISO situations, getting shots off, the way that they were defending certain plays, we got a lot of driving kicks opportunities. And he was, showing himself, open in the right spots when we were trying to give him the ball. So, when you have a guy like Clay, he got up 15 threes and probably 14 of them were really good shots. That's a good recipe for success for us, and very confident in him knocking those down.
Steph, right here. Shane Young, B-ball breakdown. This team is now 25-3 in its last 28 playoff games by almost 12 points a game. What is it about the team? Is it just the talent overload, or do you all just have a knack of peaking at the right time?
Talent's great, but you got to actually go out there and compete and execute and be ready when the lights are on. So we've put together a solid run. We want to, like I said, continue to be greedy and go after more. And it's a fun way to play. So we got a good thing going. Everybody knows their role, and everybody appreciates the moment that we've had over the extended moment we've had over the last few years, and hopefully more to come. So just feeding off each other's energy, and it's been great.
Steph, Mark Schwartz, ESPN. Kevin was showing off his brilliant shot making all night long. What were your favorite moments from him? And some of this competitive fire also came out on the bench when he wanted to come back in the game at the end of the third, and with Chris Paul. What were some of the competitive fire that you saw out of Kevin?
He was ready for tonight. I think with just us building up momentum throughout the regular season and playoffs and getting to this point, he was appreciative of the moment. When he got subbed out in the third quarter, a lot of that fire was great to see, and then it was my fault. I didn't execute on 2 possessions going down in the end of the third quarter. I was supposed to have his back on that one. I had some empty possessions, but when you have a guy like that just has it going, it's putting pressure on the defense and every spot on the floor, it's fun to watch, and I know that'll continue.
Michael Lee, Yahoo Sports. Earlier before the series started, Steve Kerr said that he felt confident in his group because you all have rings. And I want to ask you just...
We have what?
Rings. You got a couple, right? But what does that give you, and when you come into an arena where you know a team has been targeting you, they want you, what kind of comfort does it give you that you have that to rest on?
I mean, at the end of the day, it helps to have gone through this experience a couple of times, or a few times, and understand how you react to the pressure and finding a way to get over the hump, and you rely on that experience. At the end of the day, the way we came out and the way that they came out in the first quarter tonight, and tried to throw a heavy punch early. James hit some shots. We didn't get rattled. That could have been a deciding moment right there. You can lose a game in the first half by abandoning your game plan just because they hitting some tough shots or whatever the case is, and we settled the game down. Only down, I think, 1 or 3 or something or 1 at the end of the first quarter. Kind of got settled in. So just the experience helps, and you want to rely on that with just keeping your calm and your composure, especially on the road. Raymond loves to tell me it's our 18th or my 18th straight series winning a game on the road in the playoffs. That experience helps for a night like tonight.